Your sermon today, you spoke of a parallel between Jacob's ladder, with angels ascending and descending between heaven and earth, with Nathanael in the gospel, where angels of God are descending upon the Son of Man. But is there also a contrast here? A ladder with a workman's tool with angels? Angels descending upon earth in Genesis and the Son of Man in John? Being both human and the Son of God, and ultimately seeing versus believing. Can you explain some of these contrasts people might see?
Could help me out a little bit more. The contrast, how between the human and the divine, or heaven and earth. Just help me a little bit.
Well, I think especially in the Gospel of John, you see a number of different contrasts. Truth.
Indeed. You see these incredible contrasts principally in John's Gospel. Truth, falsehood, light, darkness, death, resurrection.
Right.
Back and forth, back and forth. In these marvelous passages that we heard today from the Old Testament and then from the Gospel of St. John, it's the big contrast really between heaven and earth. But yet, what does the Christian religion tell us? That heaven and earth have come together in Jesus. If we want to know what heaven's like, we go to Jesus. If we want to know how to live on earth, we go to Jesus. He is the bridge between heaven and earth. And which is one of the exciting things about the journey we're on.
So you may have just answered my next question.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask you, how do we bridge the practical, the physical, the real, with the impractical, the unseen, the promised, especially in today's life?
In today's life, we many times live a two-dimensional life to our detriment. And Dr. John Sion, who was the Rector's Warden Emeritus here, a great cardiologist at HUP, he used to always say, we have to see the third dimension. And I think our Lord is always pointing us to that our eyes, we live here on earth, we live, breathe, we have our senses, this is a physical world. But we have to realize that this isn't it. This is a little smidgen of the it, of the whole fullness of God's created order. And of course, part of the created order is that place called heaven, which has no dimensions. I mean, it's not contained or anything. But I think the biggest challenge for Christians is that they must realize that they must keep their eyes open to see beyond what they're seeing right here. There is more. There is heaven. Peter Kreeft, Boston University, wrote a book called Heaven, the Heart's True Longing. Your heart, my heart, it longs for heaven. It longs for heaven. What is it beyond our life that gives us the true understanding of who we are?
Wonderful. Thank you, Bishop Moyer.
You're welcome.